In this video, we're going to be showing you how to add advanced GPS to your Minn Kota Powerdrive. Advanced GPS is the newest version of GPS for Minn Kota trolling motors. It replaces the iPilot and iPilot Link systems that Minn Kota previously used. If you need a more in-depth explanation of advanced GPS and the difference between it and iPilot, I'll have a link for a different video in the description below. But basically, advanced GPS is going to add spot lock and other GPS features to your motor. And on the PowerDrive, there's 3 different versions of this motor based on what year it was manufactured in, and that will decipher which kit you need. There's the PowerDrive V1, which was manufactured in 2001 through 2006. These will have an oval-shaped foot pedal plug-in. Next, there's a PowerDrive V2, which was manufactured in 2007 through 2016. These will have a round-shaped foot pedal plug-in. And last, there's the PowerDrive Bluetooth models, which started being manufactured in 2017 and are still being made. These will also have the same round-shaped foot pedal plug-in as the V2 models. Now you can identify your model year based on your serial number. Your serial number can be found on a sticker located on the inside of your mounting extrusion below the motor rest. And on older models, you can find it on the bottom of the control box. On V1 models, the serial number will begin with WWAB through WWAG. On V2 models, the serial number will begin with WWAH or WWAI for 2007 and 2008 models, or start with the letter J through Q for 2009 through 2016 models. On Bluetooth models, the serial number will begin with R through V for 2017 through 2021 models, or start with 22, 23, 24, etc. for the following year. What all comes with the upgrade kit will vary based on what model year your motor is. For V1 models, the kit will come with the advanced GPS controller or top cover, a matching bottom base, the remote of your choice, the V2 main control board, which will have to be changed in order to plug in the advanced GPS controller, an optional heading sensor if you want to enable the jog feature for your spot lock, and all of the necessary installation hardware. For V2 models, the kit will come with everything in the V1 kit, excluding the control board, since the V2 models are already equipped with this board. For Bluetooth models, the kit will come with everything in the V2 kit, excluding the bottom base, since the Bluetooth models are already equipped with the matching base. We'll have a link in the description below where you can purchase the correct kit for your motor. Now I'll show you how to install the kit step by step on a PowerDrive. For the video, we'll be installing this kit on a V1 model. If you have a V2 or Bluetooth model, you can go ahead and skip past this first part where we'll be installing the V2 control board. You're going to start by cutting off power to the motor. Next, you're going to put the motor into the deployed position, getting the shaft out of the way and giving you access to the control housing. Next, you can remove the side plate screws with a number 3 Phillips. Once those are out of the way, we can remove the control housing cover. Next, you can disconnect all of your wires from the control board. Take off the strain relief. Now we can remove the control board mounting screws. And now we can remove the old control board. If you have some dirt or debris, go ahead and clean that up before installing the new board. This is our new V2 control board. It will mount the same way, except it will only have 2 mounting screws holding it in and a small recess where the 3rd screw used to be on the V1 board. Once the new board is in place, we can slide the heat shrink over our motor power and battery power wires and reconnect them to the new control board. Starting with the motor negative, and motor positive. Battery negative, and battery positive. Now we can move up to the top of the motor to install the controller. For this step on 2016 and older motors, you'll be installing both the bottom base and the advanced GPS controller. For 2017 and newer motors, you'll be able to install the advanced GPS controller on your existing base. We're going to start by removing the top cover screws and pulling the top cover off. Now we can disconnect the wires. And remove our insert plug. Most of the older motors will have 3 prongs holding them in. Once that is removed, we can slide our coil cord out of the base and remove the bolt holding the bottom base on with a number 2 Phillips. Now we can slide our new bottom base on the shaft and line up the hole. Careful not to damage the wires when reinstalling the mounting bolt. Next, we can reinstall our coil cord and reconnect our power wires. Now we can feed the 2 wires from the advanced GPS controller down through the hole. One of these wires will connect to your motor for all of your advanced GPS controls, and the other is an Ethernet cable if you'll be connecting to a Humminbird fish finder. A new insert plug will be provided with the kit. Instead of clipping into the base, it will come with 2 mounting screws. You'll feed both wires into the groove, slide it into place, and screw it down. Now we can reinstall the screws for the advanced GPS controller. Next, we can feed the advanced GPS wire down through the coil cord, and then plug it into the round foot pedal plug coming from the control board. Now we can reinstall our strain relief. The small slot will hold the small wire with the black and white ends coming from the advanced GPS controller. These will plug into the matching wires from the steering motor. The slot next to it is where the wire with the round plug will exit. And the large slot is for your battery lead wire. Now we can connect our wires. I recommend putting heat shrink on all of the connections to help prevent issues down the road. This will be a little bit different depending on whether you have a V1 or V2 or autopilot model, but the end result of where the wires are hooked up will all be the same. Your black and white wires coming from the controller will plug into the black and white wires from the steering motor. Next, you can reconnect your battery meter wires. The black and white wires on the control board will no longer be used. These are generally plugged into the steering motor if you are running a foot pedal, but with advanced GPS installed, these will no longer need to be hooked up. Also, if you have an autopilot model with wires like you see here, these autopilot wires will no longer be used. And once all your wires are hooked up, we can use a heat gun on the heat shrink. Now we can reinstall our control housing cover. And our side plates. And once that is done, we can reconnect our motor to power to pair our remote. There's 2 different remotes that can pair with the advanced GPS controller, the micro remote and the full-size advanced GPS remote. To pair the micro remote, you're going to power your motor on and put it in the deployed position. Then locate the pair button on the top of the advanced GPS controller. Push and hold down the pair button. You should hear a consistent tone coming from the controller while holding down the pair button on the controller. While holding down the pair button, push and hold down the high-speed bypass and autopilot keys on the remote at the same time. If the pairing is successful, you will hear 4 beeps come from the controller. To pair the full-size advanced GPS remote, you're going to start by powering the remote on. Press and hold the power button on the side of the remote. Once the remote is powered up, hit the menu button. Then using the speed down button, scroll down to find Bluetooth. Then use the steer right button to select Bluetooth. In the Bluetooth menu, select Pair Remote. Then select Pair to Motor. This will put your remote into pairing mode, and it should say Scanning for the motor at the top of the screen. While your remote is scanning for the motor, push and hold down the pair button on the controller. You should hear a consistent tone coming from the control head. If the pairing was successful, you will hear 4 beeps come from the controller. Now you can go back to the main menu and the model of your motor should now show up on the screen. So that covers it for the kit installation. If you need to pick one of these up, you can find them at trollingmotorparts.com. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep trolling.